There are new claims Australia's freeze on applications from Afghan asylum seekers is failing to deter those trying to escape the war-torn country. Officials in neighbouring Pakistan say they've seen no change in the number of Afghans trying to make their way to Australia. And they now want permission from Canberra to interrogate asylum seekers on Christmas Island in an attempt to break people smuggling rings in Pakistan. South Asia correspondent Sally Sarah reports.
Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency says Australia's 6-month freeze on new Afghan asylum applications has failed. The FIA says the measure has done nothing to stop the flow of Afghans crossing the border and trying to make their way to Australia.
It has hardly any impact, because the living conditions in Christmas Island are much better than the living conditions in Afghanistan or in Quetta.
The Federal Investigation Agency says the only way to stop people smugglers is to allow Pakistani investigators to interrogate asylum seekers on Christmas Island.
It will be better if we can be involved in this interrogation process.
The Australian Federal Police are working closely with their Pakistani counterparts, but won't say if they will take it a step further.
As far as access to people on Christmas Island, they're things that really need to be considered in the fullness of the investigation. I wouldn't like to comment on that. There's been no decision made on that from our perspective.
More than 83,000 Afghans have returned to their homeland from Pakistan so far this year. But the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees says the process can't be pushed too quickly.
Because in the last 5 years, Afghanistan has absorbed a fifth of its population again, just in returning refugees.
The movement of people across the border from Afghanistan to Pakistan is historic and complicated. For some people, this is just a stepping stone on the way to another country. For others, this is a temporary place as they go backwards and forwards across the frontier. But for many thousands more, Pakistan has become their permanent home.
Pakistan has 1.7 million registered Afghans living on its soil.
There's a war in Afghanistan, and I'll only go back when there's peace.
Some Afghans are unsure whether to return home or risk everything and try to travel to Australia. Sally Sarah, ABC News.